Hi everybody, I hope you're well and taking good care of yourself. This is LiPuma, and in today's video I'm going to offer some perspective and practices that have enabled me and many of my clients and students to have a more loving relationship with their body. So if you're struggling in your relationship with your body, then this video is for you. So what better time to do this now that we are in self-quarantine? And I believe that cultivating a more loving relationship with our body is fundamental to emotional, spiritual, and physical health. Because if we have a negative relationship with our body, if we're angry at our bodies or mistreat ourselves, it affects all areas of our life. So for years, I was in this struggle with my body. I was very overweight growing up, and I blamed my body. I blamed my body for all the ridiculing and teasing that I got. I felt like my body was betraying me because I was fat and kids made fun of me, and I was so self-conscious about my body. It really made me miserable. And so throughout my teenage years, my goal was to lose weight so that I could be liked or loved or accepted or any of those things. And in the process, I did anything. I took diet pills, I went on fasts, I abused my body so that I could attain a physical body that I felt would be more lovable and more acceptable. And so there's this feeling of, oh, when I got to my perfect weight, then I would be able to be more accepting and loving of my body. However, that is not always the case. So loving our bodies conditionally based on how we look or attaining a perfect weight is not really true love and acceptance and appreciation of the body. Because I've seen it in my life and with so many of my clients that when and if you do reach that perfect weight, there's still this underlying discontent. Well, maybe I'm not thin enough, or maybe there's something else wrong, or, we have these habits of picking ourselves apart, and they're all symptomatic of us not having having cultivated a loving and accepting relationship with our body. And I believe that when we can first love and accept our bodies, no matter how they're showing up, develop a healing relationship with the body, then we start to take care of the body in a different way. We take care of the body out of love, not out of control, not out of conditions. So the perspective is a bit different. One of the perspectives that I'd like to offer here is that we are so much more than the body. Even though we have these bodies, we need these bodies to move through this human experience. We have a body, we have a mind, and we have a spirit. And I like to look at the body almost like the horse, and that our spirit is the rider of the horse. And a lot of times our bodies sort of control. It's like a horse gone wild, because we haven't cultivated our spirit to the place of wanting to help the body, wanting to develop habits and practices that will give the body direction and guidance. So embracing that perspective, then we can sort of look at it a little differently. So if the bodies carry our spirit through this lifetime, if the bodies enable us to do what we're here to do, and it also gives us the opportunity to experience the physical reality, then we want to learn how to take good care of the body, just as if we would take good care of our horse or our pet. Right? So we want to remember that the body is an amazing combination of muscles, bones, systems, organs that are constantly functioning and holding us together. And we have learned in our culture to disassociate from our body. For me, for many years, I lived in my head. I didn't really live in my body. I lived in my head, and my head was trying to control my body. So there wasn't this connection, body, mind, and spirit connection. And it took me many years, I'd say around 2004, 2005, when I went for my yoga teacher training. That's when I actually started to live in my body and make a connection with my body, and to start to look at it a little differently, rather than this thing that I wanted to control, having more of a perspective of, well, how can I start to treat my body with more acceptance, with more curiosity, with more, ultimately, love and affection. And in our culture, we don't really teach that. We don't really look at that as an important thing. But I believe it's fundamental and important, because we do teach people how to treat us. And on some level, if we are undermining ourselves or mistreating ourselves, it shows up in our life. It shows up with the way other people perceive us. Also, when we are undermining ourselves and mistreating ourselves, it affects our self-esteem, it affects our self-confidence, it affects all areas of our life. So taking the perspective of, how can I embrace my relationship just like I would accept my pet, just like I would embrace my child? How can I start to cultivate a more accepting, a more loving relationship with this body that is carrying me through this human experience? And you may not know where to start, or there might even be some fear about, well, if I accepted myself, if I learned to love myself, maybe I'll never lose the weight, maybe I'll never improve myself. But I have to say that if you can truly cultivate some love for your body, some acceptance, come into more of a right relationship with your body, you will start to organically want to treat it differently. You will start to have movement just because you want your body to feel better, not because you want to subject it to cruelty so that it can attain a perfect weight. You will start to want to feed it foods that are more natural and healing, because the body likes that better. It feeds the body, it nourishes the body much better. If your body has become addicted to substances, you might want to start to help it to wean off of those addictive substances so that you can have a more sound, healthy body. So, like I said, it starts with changing the perspective. How can I look at my body more objectively? How can I look at my body and start to consider how I can treat it differently, the same way I might treat my pet, or the same way I might treat my child? And so if that is challenging for you, and I know for me, many, many years ago, when I was stuck in my addictive behaviors around food, I didn't have enough self-esteem to even begin to treat my body with more respect. And I actually didn't even do it for me initially. I had a child. My daughter was 3 years old at the time. And I knew that if I abandoned myself and kept abusing myself this way, I would be abandoning her. And I didn't want to do that, because I knew what it was like to be emotionally abandoned. Unfortunately, my parents didn't have the skills and the tools to be more present with me, and I didn't want to continue that pattern. So my motivation to start to live more in my body, to treat myself differently, started with my love and caring for my child. And you might also find that okay, where do I even start? I don't like my body. I blame my body. I feel like my body has let me down. I'm disappointed in my body. So again, sometimes doing it for someone or something outside of ourselves starts to get that process going so that we can start to heal parts of ourselves that are needing to heal. So perspective is important. Start to look at your body as this amazing tool or animal that carries your spirit through life. And start to see, like, how can I start to develop this relationship, cultivate this relationship where I can start to sort of make amends with my body, ask for forgiveness from my body. You know, our cells are listening, our body is listening. Just like we can talk to plants and they respond to music or positive words, and there's science behind this. When we talk to ourselves and talk to our body responds as well. So if we're in the habit of degrading ourselves, if we're in the habit of putting ourselves down, then just start to notice that and to start to replace that, not to fight with it, just notice, because sometimes we're habitually in this way of beating ourselves up. We're habitually in the way of, we look in the mirror and we put ourselves down, we get angry at our bodies. So start to become aware of yourself doing that. I remember a couple of years ago, there was a little boutique here in town, and I went into the store and started a conversation with the woman who ran the boutique. And it was a small boutique, so she could actually, when women went into the dressing room, she could actually hear them. And she said it was so painful for her to listen to the negative words that women were saying about themselves or to themselves, because they were trying on clothes and obviously they didn't like the way they looked in the clothes. So they became very abusive towards themselves. So the first step is to start to really notice when you are being abusive to yourself. And sometimes they're just habitual things that we keep repeating. You know, we've learned to put ourselves down. We've learned to blame ourselves. Where can you be more forgiving of yourself? Where can you be more accepting of yourself and your body? And then another thing that I like to offer here is, if we think of children. Children have this awe and this wonder about their bodies. They're sort of in, like I said, in awe of them. They are exploring their bodies, and they are pretty amazing if we stand back from them and look at them from that perspective. They do many, many functions continuously for us that keep us alive, that keep the blood flowing, that enable us to move through this world. And maybe your body is not functioning at the level you would like it to, but I promise you, if you can start to cultivate a more loving relationship with your body is going to respond. Your body is going to be healthier, because love, acceptance, approval, everything and everyone responds to that. So trying to notice the negative tapes in your head and replacing them. And even if you're not feeling it, just maybe creating a mantra, you know, thank you and I love you. Thank you and I love you. Every time you hear those negative tapes, creating a mantra. This has helped me a lot. This is one practice that I've used many times when I'm feeling uncomfortable in my body, or I'm judging my body, or I'm feeling like my body is not what I want it to be. I just keep saying, thank you, I love you, thank you, I love you. And that practice in itself will start to shift those habits of thought, those habits of constant putting ourselves down, into something that's more loving and more accepting. Thank you, I love you. Another practice that you can do is, just like you would pet your animal, pet your dog, you can start to, you know, putting cream on your body and just go through touching your body in a way that is loving and gentle. Thank you, I love you. thank you, I love you, thank you, I love you, will start to help you to start to feel, your body will love it, first of all, and you will start to develop a more loving relationship with your body. So I'm going to offer that mantra to you. Thank you, I love you. When that negative self-talk comes up, when you look in the mirror and you see something and you're criticizing yourself, just start saying, thank you, I love you, thank you, I love you, thank you, I love you. Even if it doesn't feel true, that's okay, because we cultivate limiting beliefs, we cultivate things that are really not true, and they feel true to us because we are familiar with them and we keep saying and doing over and over. So this is cultivating a different perspective. Thank you, I love you. Which brings me to another idea, another practice. When we are very, very stressed, we are disconnected from ourselves. And you probably are aware of that you may have done things and said things that you might regret as a result of being overly stressed. So the way to get into our bodies, the way to be kinder to ourselves, is to start to recognize how stressed you are, and then to start to de-stress yourself, to start to come into your body through breath, through, I like to use tapping. It's a wonderful way to de-stress the body, de-stress the mind, and get you more in touch with yourself, your true self, rather than living in your head, that monkey mind. You can start to live in your body and be more aware of the body. So de-stressing yourself is an important element to more body awareness and ultimately more body acceptance. And oftentimes, acceptance has to come before love. If we can truly accept ourselves without judgment, without blame, without criticism, we can start to cultivate more self-love. And more self-love cultivates more self-esteem and more self-confidence. And as we have more self-love, then we are organically more inclined to treat our bodies with more respect. We're more inclined to be cautious about the kinds of foods that we want to put into our bodies, be interested in movement and exercise because we want to take care of our body, be interested in cleaning our bodies in a way that will keep us feeling good, sleeping, doing the things that a body needs in order to stay healthy. So those are a couple of perspectives and thoughts and ideas that I'm offering for you today. The most important piece of that for me has been to shift that inner talk, to start to develop that mantra of thank you, I love you, and start to be more loving towards the body. And if you want to make changes, if you'd like your body to look different, coming to it from a more loving relationship, a more loving perspective, is going to be much more sustainable, because trying to whip yourself into submission only works for a short amount of time. This is why restrictive dieting and deprivation doesn't work, because you're not in right relationship with your body. I tried for years to whip myself into submission, and it was like holding on. It wasn't integrated, it wasn't organic. So I'm going to encourage you to start to think about how you view your body, how can you be more accepting of your body, and ultimately be more loving towards your body. I'd like to offer a tapping sequence for those of you who enjoy tapping at this point. And this can help de-stress, and it can also help to change perspective on your body. So in modern energy tapping, we tune into how we're feeling right now. And you might feel all kinds of discomfort or questions about this, like how can I don't even know where to start. How can I love my body? I've been in this war with my body. I hate my body. I feel like my body has abandoned me, or I'm disappointed in it. Whatever comes up for you in that, you want to embrace that and accept that that's where you're at. No matter what the negative chatter is, no matter what you've done before up to this point, you're just going to accept that and accept yourself in this moment. And then from that place, we can start to release the energy, release the stress, and to cultivate a more integrated relationship with the body. So if you are in a safe and comfortable place and you're interested in doing some tapping, I encourage you to follow along and take responsibility for your own well-being. And here we go. So beginning with your hands on your heart, take a deep breath in and let it go. And you might notice lots of energy has been stirred up in you. Maybe this video has brought some questions, brought some ideas, brought some thoughts. Just to notice it and allow it. You don't have to make meaning out of it. You just have to notice the energy in your body. And take another deep breath in and let it go. And just tuning into how you're feeling in this moment, noticing it. And another deep breath in and let it go. And even if you're struggling in your relationship with your body, even if you don't even know where to begin, even if you feel angry at your body, whatever's showing up for you, you want to accept it. Acceptance is the key. So if you're having trouble accepting it, then that's where you start. I'm having trouble accepting this. You start wherever you're at in this process, in this practice. You embrace it. And take a deep breath in and let it go. So we'll start with acceptance. Wouldn't it be nice if I could be more accepting of myself and my body? And take a deep breath in and let it go again. Acceptance. And tap the top of the head. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Wouldn't it be nice if I could be more accepting of myself and my body? Take another breath in and let it go. On the third eye, breathing in and letting go. Maybe you're afraid to be more accepting of your body. Maybe you're not sure how to do it. Whatever's showing up for you, no worries, just allowing. Wouldn't it be nice if I could be more accepting of my body? On the eyebrow, take a deep breath in and let it go. Acceptance. On the side of the eye, tuning into that word acceptance, the energy of acceptance. What does it look like? What does it feel like to have more acceptance, more allowing, releasing perfectionism, more grace? Underneath the eye, take a deep breath in and let it go. Breathing in and letting go. Acceptance. The top of the lip. Learning to love your body begins with acceptance. No matter how you're showing up, unconditional acceptance. Crease of the chin. Breathing in and letting go. Acceptance. And the collarbone. Even more acceptance. And you can roll your head and your shoulders and get the energy flowing. The more the energy flows, the more you'll de-stress your system. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Acceptance. And tapping on the thumb point, Close your eyes and take a deep breath in and let it go. And notice what that might be to be more accepting of yourself, the freedom that it gives you. You're taking away some pressure and just accepting and allowing. On the pointer, releasing any fear that might come up for you when you think of being more accepting of yourself. Maybe even having some compassion for yourself. You've been striving and trying. It's okay to let go and to surrender. And the ring finger. Take a deep breath in and let it go. More acceptance of myself and my body. And the ring finger. And the pinky. And the side of the hand. Wouldn't it be nice if I could learn how to love myself more, to appreciate my body and accept myself? Take a deep breath in and let it go. Breathing in. Acceptance and self-love. Notice what that feels like, what that looks like on the third eye. Wouldn't it be nice if I could start to treat my body with more love and acceptance? On the eyebrow, take a deep breath in and let it go. Wouldn't it be nice if I could start to remember what a miracle my body is? The side of the eye. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And start to thank it for all that it does for me. Underneath the eye, take a deep breath in and let it go. Wouldn't it be nice if I could start to be more appreciative of this body? Top of the lip. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Crease of the chin. More appreciation of my body. On the collarbone. More appreciation of this body that carries my spirit through this life. On the thumb point. And tuning into those words, love and appreciation. And the pointer. What do they bring up for you? Just notice and allow. And the middle finger. Release the struggle, embrace wherever you're at, notice and allow. And the ring finger. And just cultivating the practice of learning how to love yourself. And the pinky. And the more you de-stress your system, the easier it will be to live in your body, to start to become more self-aware of the internal dialogue, and to be able to start to cultivate a more loving, accepting relationship with yourself and your body. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And bring your hands to your heart. Breathing in and letting go, and tuning into your body, and just notice how that feels. And maybe lots of thoughts are coming up for you. It's okay, it's all good. Just allowing all that stuff to move through you. You can continue tapping until you start to feel more aligned with yourself, more present in your body, and more awareness of the inner dialogue. And again, I want to offer you that mantra that I expressed before. Thank you, I love you. Anytime that negative babble comes up, just start repeating, thank you, I love you, thank you, I love you. And we can do a round of tapping just on that. Thank you, I love you. And again, if you're not feeling it, that's okay. Just move through it. Sometimes we have to act as if. We create the form before the spirit catches up. So act as if and follow along with me. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And as if you're talking to your body, thank you, I love you. This might bring up some emotion for you, some strong feelings. Allow it all to flow. Thank you, I love you. Top of the head. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Thank you, I love you. On the third eye. Breathing in and letting go. Thank you, I love you. On the eyebrow. Thank you, body. I'm learning to love you. On the side of the eye, make it true for you. Thank you. I want to learn how to love you. Underneath the eye, take a deep breath in and let it go. Top of the lip, breathing in and letting go. Thank you, I love you. Crease of the chin and the collarbone. Thank you, I love you. Bring your hands to your heart. Another breath in and let it go. Wouldn't it be nice if I could be more loving towards my body? Thank you for joining me today. I hope that this is helpful. And if you have any questions, any thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. So go ahead and you can make a comment in the thread. If you like this kind of content, you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or if this is on Facebook, you may like my page, Body Confidence Solutions. And I do want to encourage you to start to cultivate a more loving relationship with yourself and your body. The more you can love yourself, the more you can truly love others. And we've been given these amazing bodies to take care of. They carry us through this lifetime. When we treat ourselves with love and respect, we not only show up for ourselves more fully, but we show up for all the people in our life that depend on us. So wishing you health and well-being until next time. Take care. Bye now.